theme when the recording is started. Let's get right into the news.
Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thalmor Radio. Yeah, he's coming at you from the top. Oh, no, no, he won't stop. Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Thalmor Radio.
Thalmor Radio.
Hell yeah, buddy! Yeah, we're going to find a new way to play the theme because this is not working out. I don't know what's wrong with it, but that bot is dying. I would rather play the theme through my phone speaker, as bad as that would be. Thank you, Kills Bob. But okay, here we are. It's March 11th, coming to you live from a Ukrainian wheat valley, and I am here to tell you what's up and what's down. And let's start off by talking about let's talk about what's not happening on this show. Maximilian says, Thalmor, did you steal a tank and sell it on eBay? It's, the Ukrainian government announced that they don't have to declare captured Russian equipment on taxes. And you can actually buy a tank right now from Mortar Investments, like an old surplus tank's like 50 grand. So you can actually get a tank pretty easily, I think. But anyways, there's no real life segment to tonight's show because I'm actually going to try to get some guests on. And so that real life topics is alienating to people. So no real life topics. This is what's happening in real life. Russia is still attacking Ukraine. Jake Paul is getting sued over a crypto pump and dump scheme he helped orchestrate. And that's it. There's nothing else is happening. Why would I buy a tank? Why would you not buy a tank is the real question. But that's all I'm going to say about real life stuff. Now, where's my topics? Guys, I have a problem. My problem is my cat is on my entertainment station in front of the TV, and I can't click on Notepad. I can't click on Notepad because I can't see it because the cat's in the way! Move! Thank you. She meowed. If you guys heard that, there you go. What's my next topic? Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to actually have guests. And I said in announcements, Azazel and David were going to be my guests. David is out. He DM'd me like 20 minutes before the show and said that he couldn't make it because friends invited him out. So David is gone. David has retreated. And all I have left now is Azazel, plus anyone else who wants to come on. But if you want to come on and talk, I ask that you have something more insightful to say than just Syndicate and Rose bad, because that's going to be said enough today. And if you want to speak, have something insightful to say. Now then. With that out of the way, let's talk about everything else going on. Yes, Big Sheepcock. So there's a thread on the forums that I will pull up right now, and it's about baseball. And I will be honest, the most I've ever interacted with baseball was when I was like City 7, and baseball was added to the game, and I invested like $2.5 million into it, and I never picked it up again. And what has apparently happened in recent days is there's a big, well, not a big thread, but there's a thread right now about baseball. Can someone help me find it? Where is it? Oh, Poll Baseball Profits Hard Cap. Yes, it was posted Wednesday. I see it now. It's by Prefontaine. It's in the game suggestions or game. Here, let me just post the fucking link to it. But this thread has been fairly active. Thank you, Zig. You are my hero. And so what's really funny about this thread is that if you go all the way to page 3, there's a post by Sheepy in which he basically calls out Humi. And Humi says, you don't actually think they will bestir themselves to investigate a couple of people that may be using a bot, do you? It's much easier to punish the many for the sins of the few. Now, Humi, from my experience, is the whiniest guy, like, ever. Every time Humi posts on the forums, he's, like, bitching or whining about something. This guy just does not shut up. He always complains about something. And the sheepish response to him is to say, I mean, you have generated nearly 11 billion net from baseball. If I was going to guess who is botting baseball, my two guesses would be you and this other guy. Fucking felted. Destroyed. I thought that was really funny. And I had to post it because it's not very often I see Alex get a big W, but he did. He did get a big W. I think that's funny. Topic number 2. Arg. Oh, and apparently Humi might be cheating at baseball or something. Anyways, Arg and the BK thing is hitting Sunray or something. I don't know anything about this except Sunray's getting attacked by a bunch of raiders, and House Stark is milling up, and House Stark is probably milling up to help Sunray. That's all I know. Rainbow says it's... Okay, so Ark and Islamic Crusade are hitting Sunray, Gato, UL. I don't know who UL is, and House Stark might be getting involved. So there we go. And Polaris is involved? Okay, well, there you go. Unforgiven Legion. Thank you, Rainbow. I didn't know Polaris was getting involved. I want to look at that, actually. Oh, yeah. Polaris is getting involved. Wow. Okay, cool. So that's happening. Busy couple days for Polaris. I'll say that. I have no commentary on this. Seems like it's a micro war. I think it shows how fluid the political situation is that you can have these minor wars. Like, I don't know. I think it's cool. They can all have fun. Okay. As some of you guys might be aware, I like to archive themed alliance flags because I view it as like a community thing. So if you go to the category up above, it should be the top one for most of you. It's under important stuff, and themed flags is there. And it has been updated to show the Ukrainian solidarity flags. So, and this list might be incomplete, but this is what I've seen so far. It's TKR, Waffle House, Double Phoenix, UPN ARG, I don't know what the SCP one is, Yar, Gato, and Sunray. So you can go check those out. We might vote on them like we did the Christmas ones. We might vote on them. And I want to say, it's not Double Phoenix. What is it? I used to joke it was Double Penetration. Divine Phoenix. Divine Phoenix. Divine Phoenix. Okay. I stand corrected. Oh, did Syndicate just change theirs? That's cool. That is cool. Let me guys show you another one. Oh shit, that's not working like I wanted to. Oh yeah. And in case no one finds it yet, I'll go ahead and post it now. Hand of Fate is proud to show our solidarity with the Russians in their struggle against Ukrainian Nazis. So be on the lookout for the Russian Hand of Fate flag. Oh man, okay. All right. So, yeah, I think we'll host a vote though for the Ukrainian ones. Is the is the Los Polos Hermanos and Syndicate one, are those live? Because if so, those need to be added as well to the theme flag section. Oh, Juana has one. Okay, and Los Polos Hermanos is okay. So we'll just have to keep updating it. Is just what that means. And I want to give a big thank you to Kills Bob, because Kills Bob, he's the one who Kills Bob is doing actually he's doing three things. He helped me organize. He actually did like the labor for the theme flags one, so I appreciate him doing that. He records every show ever, and just generally he helps out wherever he can. Big help to the community, big help to the server. I appreciate him. I want to say this publicly because I like to recognize good work. So thank you, Kills. And I think that's it. So we'll be on the lookout for more Ukraine solidarity flags. We'll add them, and we'll do a vote. What I might do, because people are going to keep. It seems like people are going to keep adding flags. So maybe I should make an announcement thread recognizing the flags, and then announce the contest so that people can go ahead and make theirs and push them live. I think that's what makes sense. So we'll be on the lookout for that happening. And with that out of the way, I guess we can get into our main topic for tonight, which is the Syndicate Rose Treaty, which hasn't happened yet, but is going to sometime very soon, I imagine. So, all right. Zig, tell people about your day as I go get a drink of water.
My day? I'll actually tell you about a news thing that's not on the list actually, because recently Hollywood signed a new protectorate with the worst alliance ever made. It's called Garden of Eden, and it's containing Adam and V and other people that make me seethe and cope. It is probably the reason that Hollywood is going to disband within the next week, before it even gets rolled by $E. It will implode out of just a ginormous amount of self-pity and self-loathing. That is my prediction. Thank you for my listening to my story. Thalmor, are you drunk yet?
Yes, I have my drink. My throat is still a little congested. I got like some mucus. I need to take some Mucinex. But anyways, let's go back to Wednesday, because Wednesday is when all this shit broke. At least for me and for many others. So this story started Wednesday when Zig posted this in announcements. It's Decagon, and I think maybe Ron. I don't know what server it is, but he says, "I'll just be as blunt as I can. Partisan, there are strong rumors that Rose and Syndicate in the near future will be sharing a block. Is this true or false?" It was in Ron. Thank you, Kills. And that caught my attention because for Cindy Sphere and Rose Sphere to form a mega block, that would be quite troublesome. I do not like that idea. And later that night, this was followed by a series of cancellations, which I will post now. You had the Commonwealth and the Way pull out of being friends with Rose. You had Polaris do similar, and you had the Legion. You had the Legion cancel on House Stark. So seems to have lent credence to what's happening. There was lots of discussion in Ron as well about, what was going on. And the consensus was pretty much unanimous. Everyone was pretty flabbergasted by the news. In the Commonwealth thread, I thought the idea would have been funny to take the steam out of the ship. So when Belly and Rose made a cute joke, I said, for those who don't get it, this joke Belly is making is reference to the upcoming Syndicate Rose Treaty. If they want to be secret about it, they shouldn't be making funny jokes about it, but whatever. And so Morph did a ping Wednesday night in the green room for Morph Radio, said, hey, who wants to come on tomorrow? I'm doing a show. I said I would come on if there's an announcement thread for the treaty. Morph Radio started last night. I attended. I was made a speaker. I accepted. Why not? And it was... Who all was there last night? That episode, by the way, is up on the Thalmor Radio YouTube channel. I recommend you guys go watch the first half of it when you're done here tonight. Second half was kind of boring. First half is where everything interesting happened. It was me, Robert, Weisel, Adam, Left
An
Behind,
impromptu type of show.
I think that was it. You also had Darkblade, Tarok, and even Pika showed up for a minute. And the consensus was unanimous. No one was entertained by the news. What was certainly very funny, though, was how Vivi, Vasily Vass, Darkblade, and Tarok all responded to things. I believe it was maybe Darkblade who spoke up first, and Darkblade was a member of the Syndicate until the 28th. And so Morph was like, well, what's going on, Darkblade? And Darkblade said, well, we made a deal with the devil. Vasily, I'm pronouncing his name wrong, the Rose government guy who has 2 V's in his name. He came on next and said, well, change is good, and I know some of you might not like it, but sometimes things can be shooken up. And then what was funny was Tarok came on 5 minutes after Darkblade said they made a deal with the devil, and Vasily said change was good. Tarok comes on and says, well, he just kept denying it. Well, if this was true, blah, 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 blah. If this was actually happening, blah, 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 blah. For 10 minutes, he just kept going on about how this isn't really happening, but if it was, blah, 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 blah. And it was really funny. And I gave my thoughts on what I think of the treaty myself last night on Morph Radio. My thoughts are largely unchanged. But I will repeat them here anyways, because we are in the present, ladies and gentlemen, and I will not refer to the past in the present. And so what I basically said was the Syndicate have their feet, like Horsecock dunked on them so hard, and they got their little booty spanked by TKR. This made them feel like they needed to team up with Rose because they lost a war with TKR, and they got made fun of too hard. What Rose's incentive for joining up with the Syndicate is, I think Rose sucks. I think they know they suck. They're just not good fighters. They have a lot of economic power. They have a very old, established, strong culture. They're, I think, very good in diplomacy in a lot of ways, but they can't fucking fight. Okay, they're like the archetype of the really brainy nerd. Makes a fuck ton of cash. But you can a stiff breeze knocks him over. So that's what's going on there. And so they decided to team up. And I've seen this said by some others. Like, I know Kigos is here, and I think I saw him say something like this. But like, it seems as if Rose and the Syndicate are like breaking up with a lot of long-standing allies to hook up with each other. Cause like, and Azazel will be on later. He can maybe say more. It seems like this was kind of sprung. It seemed like even their allies didn't know this was going on. Kigos says Rose allies found out from TS allies that were being dropped. Yeah, like that's really dumb. That's really, really bad. Like that shows a lot of disrespect. But it is what it is, I guess.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It's a less dramatic instance of the exact same thing that happened when TFP dropped everybody and joined the Johnsons, imploding, which caused Oasis to implode. It's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah. Similar. It is similar, yeah. And what's funny is, Partisan was in Ron earlier today, and when I was popping off Wednesday, I said, me and Epi was talking about like what's the Syndicate incentive, and I said Cindy is literally just butthurt that Horsecock's thread. He broke them, and what happened is Partisan basically confirmed it and said, "Not gonna lie, I am. I really got caught up by penis. Fuck you in your orifice." Fucking destroyed. So that's really funny. Yeah, Syndicate destroyed forever. So now the meat and potatoes of this topic is actually a Rose leak that just came out hours ago. And it's Harry Flashman. Thank you to Ron for publishing this. Harry Flashman says, I presume in a member chat, it will come as no surprise to most that Mile High Club will be disbanding shortly. Following a series of recent discussions, Rose has decided to form a new sphere alongside the Syndicate, the Enterprise, Advanced Syndicalist Mechanics, Baker Street, RR, House Stark, and a bunch of dead rabbits. So that's pretty cool. So the question is, if I look at the treaty web now, who all is getting cut? So let me log in on mobile here so I can keep my finger down on the push to talk button, and let's see who is, because it hasn't been 72 hours yet, so some of these treaties should still be around. Fucking the mobile version of this game is so infuriating because it doesn't want to the buttons don't want to work half the time, but that's mainly just because my connection is really bad. Guys, please keep in mind with me that my internet is powered by like a paperclip and some gum, so be patient with me. Luna HD wants to give me some insight. Go right ahead. What insight do you have for me? Okay, so like the Syndicate is getting rid of Order of the White Rose and Carthago, and Rose is getting rid of Church of Adam, which is good. And of course, the Commonwealth is cutting off Rose. Okay, so I see it. Well, maybe Church of Adam will still remain a bit connected to Rose through the RR tie. That's an O level, I think, but that's not too big of a deal. And the Dead Rabbits is trotting right along Syndicate there. Okay, so I see how it's splitting here. So the Syndicate's cutting Nexus except for House Stark. So I guess, so is House Stark leaving Nexus? Is that how I can interpret this? They have to be, right? What's Luna saying? Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Wow. How Stark is leaving Nexus for this new thing? That's kind of wild. What is this, Luna? What did you just post? What's the context of this wall of text here? So, that's the situation. As Luna types out what his answer to me, I'll be honest. Like, first, well, I can't just call I like Kigos's idea of calling them this, of calling them Rose, but with a $sign instead of an S. But that doesn't work when you're talking with audio. So I don't know what to call them. Cindy Rose. It sucks, but it works. So Cindy Rose here. I mean, it's Rose that can't fight, but they do have hella cash though. The Syndicate, who I think are like 6 out of 10s, they're okay. The Enterprise, which is a training alliance, so if equality there, you'll have some good, some bad. Advanced Syndicalist mechanics, which are just, I believe they're just complete dog shit. I don't think they're pretty helpless. So, from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they can fight at all. I don't know anything about Baker Street. They might be decent, they might not be. RR sucks. All they have is size. And House Stark, which I think is decent, and Dead Rapids, which I know nothing about. So I don't have, I don't think this is a very strong grouping. With how, going by recent performances, I don't think it's a strong grouping. So they got some size, they got a lot of cash, and that's all that seems to be going on with this. A's and have some friendly people. I love Red Army. Red Army is really cool, but they don't seem to be able to perform. Like, I can dunk on Rose, but I think Rose does have some skill. They do have some talent. They got some organization. Like, Rose can fight, just not very well, really. Jokes aside, but ASM is completely helpless. I would not want them alongside me. I also find it really funny because, ASM is like the communist social justice warriors, and they're going to be sharing a sphere with Yami and House Stark, and Yami is like the black Asian woman who's like a neo-Nazi. So that is really funny. I really want to see how that plays out. But I bet you they'll be quiet about that. I bet you they won't make a problem out of it. But I guess we'll see. And they also called the Syndicate a bunch of Nazis last year and got them all worked up. But now it's okay. Now they're all okay. Fucking bullshit, using OOC shit like that. Luna wants to speak. Wait. Let me finish I will let people speak when I am done. And then we can do more of an open thing. Still want to bring... Is Azazel here? So that when I'm done, he can come on. He is epic. So that's all I got to say, I think. I was a lot more upset with this because I thought it was I thought this was going to be... Oops, I just broke something. I thought it was going to be the Syndicate with the Nexus, with Rose and the Malhaika, but I thought they were all coming together. But that's not the case. And so now that I know it's this more limited thing, I have a lot less of a problem with it. It's still kind of because they're taking the weak way out, right? I don't like how they're just dropping these long-standing allies. The whole execution of this has been bad, and I feel like Rose and the Syndicate, going back to back like this is kind of is a weak way of trying to support each other. So this is still pretty cringe. And also, like, I know about this. I knew about this on Wednesday. If you've been listening to me for a while, you know I'm like 3 weeks behind on everything. I don't know. By the time I find out about something, it's already over. And I knew about this, so they couldn't keep this a secret. When it came out that their allies had to find out from other, like, I don't know. This is just silly. And they're burning a lot of political capital to facilitate this move. And it's going to be really funny if, like, 4 months later, they're unhappy with each other, but they can't really break up because, like, are their current allies that they're splitting with, are they going to want them back? Probably not. So they're going to be kind of stuck. It's going to be like a bad Catholic marriage. If they're unhappy with each other, they're just going to be stuck with each other, and that's funny. So we'll see what happens, I guess. What do you think, Belle? Will you say hi to the people?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's go. What do you think about this, Belle? Do you think it's a cringe move? She's just looking at me. She doesn't know what I'm talking about. All right. So I think that's it. It's very funny. It's very cringe. And it'll be interesting to see where the chips fall from this, what other moves get made. I was very concerned that this was going to be the end of the multipolar world. I was very concerned that the Syndicate and Rose just woke up one morning and decided to just put a fucking knife to the back of the neck of multipolarity, but that does not seem to be the case. So there we go. Final call, politics and war. Any last topics we need to go over before I bring on some people and get their input on things? Because if not, then I will invite some people to speak. Probably Luna first, then Azazel. All right. I don't see anyone give me any final call topics. So, Luna, raise your hand up, buddy. There you
Hello?
are.
Okay, what's up? So, anyway, the wall of text basically explains who is all going to be leaving and what the sphere changes are going to be this week. So, there's going to be 2 new spheres. It's basically going to be Rose and the Syndicate, along with House Stark, Baker Street, and ASM with Rose $E. There's going to be a new block with Carthago, Order of the White Rose, the Legion, the Way, the Commonwealth, Bourbon Street, Sumray, and Gatto. That's all that Morph said in that leak, so. Okay, Zig wants me to read it to him. No, absolutely not. No. I've killed
Yeah, I agree. I don't want that.
10 mil.
7 mil? Okay.
It's really funny.
7 mil? Okay.
I skimmed the document, and it's very funny how it says the partnership between Rose and the Syndicate seems to, in their mind, to be justified by the continued existence of Grumpy and Guardian. It is so fucking funny how the Syndicate is just in constant existential dread because Grumpy exists. That's just incredible. I think Grumpy lives rent free in their heads at this point.
Yeah. So, Zig, you'll pay me 100 mil if I read it out loud to you.
No, I said the price.
Okay.
I can't read the screenshot because it's like blurry and stuff. And it hurts my
You have
eyes.
to click show original. You have to click show original and get the bigger version.
I got the
Yeah.
bigger version. It's blurry. And also I can't because there's
Well-
people talking, so I can't read while people are talking. Can you guys just shush for like 10 minutes while I read this?
There's also another
Um,
screenshot. Give me a second. I'm gonna put it in the chat. There's also this one right here.
By the way, Luna, what alliance is this? Who put this out?
This alliance.
Oh,
is
it's from TKR. Okay, got it.
Credit to
Oh,
Pip, by the
Morph
way.
said it.
And
Is that on the forums?
that's on their forums, yeah.
I didn't realize they actually used that.
Anyways, long live the Johnsons. You're welcome.
Hell yeah. What's the other fucking thing I wanted to go? Oh yeah, Azazel, raise your hand up. Raise the roof. Put your hands in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. Hell yeah.
How you doing?
What is? I'll tell you what's not up. The Mile High Club.
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh, am I talking? Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, that was a good surprise this week.
So, am I correct in assuming that you guys had no idea about this until Wednesday?
Was it Wednesday? It might have been Tuesday night. I found out, but yeah, they didn't share anything with us until I actually found out by rumors. And when I got the rumors, I went to Valk and Harry, and I'm like, all right, what is this Rose TS I'm hearing about? So they never actually came to me. I had to go to them and figure it out.
And how did that go with Valk? How did he respond? If you don't mind sharing.
Well, it was a Valk. I went to actually no, I actually went to Valk, who's retired now, on vacation. But I go, Valk, there's all these rumors about TS and Rose signing, and at this point, there's so many rumors. I've got so much information. I'm pretty sure you guys have been hiding from us. So what's the story? And at that point, he said, "Hold on, that Lucindius would message me shortly." And within like 30 seconds, he was messaging me like, "Yeah, so it's true."
Oh man, just just immediately like, yeah, sorry, it's over.
Yeah. So what's crazy is even after I approached them about it, I then started going to other Mile High Club members, and like, what's going on? What are you guys doing? They hadn't actually even told Polaris at that point, and that was after I confronted them. I told them everybody knew. So at that point, the person Polaris I was talking to still didn't know.
And so, who was Mile High Club between? Was it Polaris, Commonwealth, and Rose?
So originally it was Voodoo, DCW, The Way. And then Voodoo merged with what's it called, Aurora, and that caused a big kerfuffle because a good portion of people didn't like Aurora. So Voodoo ended up leaving with the Aurora going saying clock. So then it was Baker Street, The Way, Commonwealth, and Rose.
Got it. Okay. And so the only ones that's with Rose going along with them in this is ASM and RR, I guess. Oh, and Baker Street. What's Baker Street's deal?
I don't know what Baker Street is, to be completely honest with you. I have very little knowledge.
But like the Commonwealth has an M level with them.
It was done while I was asleep.
Okay.
Basically, I got told by RH that he considered it consolidation anyway, so it was not really a big deal. And I agreed. I just never actually talked to him.
That's fine. Yeah, but I mean that just seems like, so I imagine like the feeling from you and like your compatriots in Commonwealth that you guys feel pretty disrespected, right?
Actually, I think that was one of my messages to Harry. I'm like, after working with you for literally years at this point, starting at TFP, this is like one of the most disrespectful things I've actually had come across my quote unquote P&W table.
And what was his response?
I mean, he apologized, but it's like a little bit a dime short, day late, you know.
Yeah, I mean, because there's going to be some, and there already have been. There's some real consequences from this. This is not going to be the year of a Syndicate and Rose glory. This is, like I said earlier in the show, they're burning through some political capital, a lot of political capital doing this, and
Well,
it's going to be road forward for them.
I think it's important. Sorry, I'm sick, but we remember that it is a very powerful duo, and it could easily become something much worse. I mean, Syndicate and Rose are pretty much number 1 and 2. No offense to TKR, when you add in the Enterprise, they basically become the number 2 alliance. Teaming up again, and there are plenty of people in this game that will take the opportunity for an easy dub. So I think even the existence of a team like that is an existential threat to everybody.
Well, I will say this. I mean, they're iffy on size. They're pretty strong on tiering. They're iffy in skill, but like in terms of economics, I mean, I think it's two of the richest alliances teaming up, and
Right.
if they could funnel some of that cash down, I can definitely see how if a year from now, if everything goes well for them, they could be quite the threat. Yeah.
Exactly, and I mean, I didn't even touch on the economic portion of it, but they are like the 2 richest alliances in the game by far. And that's just because of scale and time. But I'm just talking overall. I mean, how there's plenty of people who will sell out for easy wins at some point. So the idea of them being able to beef up real quick is not a faraway thought.
Yeah. So, anything you want to go over, Azazel, that I haven't asked about? Any comments? Any thoughts?
No, I think everything's pretty much been covered. Unless there's any questions.
All right, you doing Sunday
Unless there's
radio?
any questions. Yeah, I will be doing it this week.
Okay, and you do it at 9 or 10 p.m., right?
I try to do it at 9, but it ends up normally going to starting at 10 because of my work schedule.
All right, so y'all keep that in mind. That Azazel does his own show here called Sunday Radio. Most Sundays, usually at 9 or 10. So come check that out. And I think I want to bring on Jaden now, Azazel. Thank you for coming on.
No problem.
All right, so Jaden has something he wants to say. So let's get him in here now. Invite to speak? Nope. Yes? There we go. Jaden, what's up?
What Azazel said was pretty much right. We had no idea what was going on for the longest time. Rose did not tell us anything. They eventually did, of course. They DM'd Cobra, I think, about it, but they didn't tell us anything besides that Rose was leaving MHC. the thought on our mind was that MHC would still be a thing afterwards. But we didn't really know of the bigger plans going on until I had to contact another sphere to actually find out information behind it.
God, and Jaden, you're Polaris, right?
Yeah, I'm their minister of IA.
Got it. So, yeah. So, Azazel gave the Commonwealth perspective. You're giving the Polaris perspective. Just, I don't know. This is a disaster for them facilitating this move. It's getting off to a real bad start for them. And like I said, it's just real funny. Jaden, anything you want to say or add?
Not really. There was some uh conflict within MHC, but in the end, I still really liked talking and working with those people.
All right. Um, does anybody else want to come on and give their perspective, give their take, speak on the topic any? Because if not, I think that might be it. What on? Well, on the Syndicate Rose thing, of course. Unless you have a really interesting other topic to go over. Because if not, I think that might be it. I really wish David could have made it, but I understand why he canceled for D&D with friends. That makes sense because, well, I mean, I've done that a couple times this year already. I've moved the show time or the day because I had D&D playing with people. Oh fuck, Istandor, why don't you come on and give the Legion perspective? That would be interesting. I want to, because like we got the Mile High Club perspective. What's the Nexus perspective? Or Kiwi can. There's 2 Legion people here. Surely one of them has a functioning mic. Between the 2 of them, you've heard.
Either of them clearly both do.
Mm-hmm. Istandor says, "Sure. All right, Istandor, get your ass up here. There we go. How's it going, bud?
Good. Glad to be here.
Hell yeah. So, what did the Legion know, and when did they know it?
Well, the full extent of it is a little bit of a story I can't go too far into, but basically we didn't even find out from Syndicate. We had to find out from someone else, and it wasn't too much a surprise because we hadn't really had a huge dialogue with them following the conclusion of the war, and it's really frustrating to be in a partnership where you are fighting alongside someone for several wars and then just kind of get discarded, kind of like a friendship of convenience kind of thing. So, needless to say, not a good look.
And you say you had a falling out with House Stark after the war?
No. So Stark is going with T-Money. We basically had no communication from Syndicate as far as kind of what their plans were. And again, we had to find out from someone else. So again, totally understand their willingness to make changes to pursue whatever political outcome that they seek. But it's just kind of bad form. So, again, no hard feelings, but at the end of the day, a little respect is warranted.
And what's are you aware of what the Carthago or the OWR perspective is? or do you imagine it's pretty similar to how the Legion and you guys are taking it?
Well, we kind of had a unique spot in Blackwater as to that we did not have a direct connection with T-Money. So I would hope that Carthago and OWR at least got the courtesy from T-Money that they were making this change, but I can't speak for them.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay. So there you go. And yeah, and so you guys gave us 72 hours to House Stark because they're going their own way. They're leaving Nexus, and you will remain tied with I mean, Nexus is still going to exist. It'll be OWR, Carthago, Legion, Bourbon Street, and Defiant Phoenix, correct?
So what the future looks like, you'll have to wait and find out.
Oh my. Can you give a hint? Because I'm dumb and don't know anything.
Well, it would be in poor form to spoil the surprise before it happens, if there's a surprise at all. So just I'm interested to see how Rose and T-Money will change the shape of, we'll call the multi-sphere world.
You're getting rolled, Thalmor. That's what he's alluding to.
No, we we have no we have no plans at the time to do anything like that.
That's just because TS hasn't told you yet.
I just got a meme idea, actually. Hold on.
Maybe we'll all join the Johnsons.
It'll take me 5 minutes to make it. All right. So, does anyone else in the audience want to come on and give their thoughts? And fuck it. I said if you have something more to say than just TS Roseman bad.
Okay, hold on.
But fuck it. Roberts. Anyone who wants to go hard, open. What is it, Luna?
So, Rose and Syndicate are joining the Johnsons. Johnsons is going to be forming a megasphere called, I don't know, but it... Mega
Turbo
Block.
Johnsons.
Yeah. The Syndicate and Rose are joining the Johnsons to form Mega Johnsons. Thank you.
That is a terrifying thought because, I mean, and I've mentioned this before in the past, but the Johnsons are already incredibly powerful. So the idea of like Rose or something joining up with them, it may get to a point where the Johnsons become too powerful to challenge. And even with the whole rest of the game together, like I don't know if that will be enough to really deal with them. And I mean, the Johnsons, they're probably pretty good to get to the part where they're at now. But if they're able to hold that much power over the whole game, like what would that look like? And I don't know, it could be real scary. But we'll just have to see how things work out, I guess, with that. Gosh, I really want to make this one meme in Paint before I end the show because it's really funny, I think. Well, it's not funny. Actually, yeah, it is. It's actually really funny, but it's going to take a minute to make. Roberts, can I entrust you to come on for like 5 minutes and just do a little dance? Can you do that?
He said no already.
He's
at work.
He just said sure, Ziggy
he-
boy, Ziggy Dorlu.
He literally just said, "No rant from me tonight. I'm at work." Are you gonna change your story, Roberts? How dare you?
Roberts can't resist. The darkness is consuming Roberts. He can't resist.
Classic.
Unmute yourself, Roberts. Oh, why is he muted? He's not server muted.
As he runs to the bathroom to hide from his coworkers.
I will start on the meme when Roberts starts popping off. I learned and posted a recognition of hostilities from a
Okay,
Baphomet
there we
work
go.
once. Bang.
What did you want me to come on for?
Can you dunk on TS and Rose for like 3 minutes?
Before you do, are you going to be posting a wall of text about the current situation? Are you or anyone you know planning on writing a wonderful wall of text in the near future?
Roberts, if you are speaking, we cannot hear you. Uh-oh, I don't want the dead air. Oh no.
You guys hear me?
Oh.
It's really bad. Yep, you're good now.
Okay, for some reason the stage just cuts the audio when my screen goes dark, but my screen goes dark when I hold my phone up to my ear. So this is a suboptimal. I'm trying to figure out how to get it on speaker so I can actually hear stuff. I'm a boomer. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to be a boomer. It's okay.
Okay, so one more time. What did you guys want me to talk about?
Can you dunk on the Syndicate and Rose for like 3 minutes?
For 3 whole minutes? I don't know
Or
what
just-
I can
or
really
just
say
2.
that hasn't already been said by other people.
Put the Roberts TM spin on it.
Just actually... I'm actually going to have to put it down and go back to work. Sorry. I'll be right back.
Okay. Damn, his manager caught him. His manager caught him, and Roberts just wasn't strong enough to suplex the manager, but that's okay.
I gotta say, I love that someone else could flounder while Thalmor put them on the spot for once. It's always me when you do that. I'm so glad it could be someone else for once.
Weisel, how about you come on and give the KR perspective? How about that? You were so diplomatic last time. Okay, and Weisel's also got the red microphone. He shouldn't be muted though.
Yeah, I don't.
I think that technology will just be the death of all of us.
I think it's
we
a
should
sign.
Destroy the machine.
I think this
we
is
should
actually
destroy
a sign
the
that your meme isn't that funny. It's not worth. It just can't happen. It just can't happen. Weisel will ever be.
Gosh, I wouldn't fight Epi to give the Camelot perspective. But he doesn't like to be recorded. Kigaz, do you want to come on and give the Cataclysm perspective, or even the clock perspective, if you will?
What about Sphinx?
I'm ready. Yeah, fuck Sphinx. Sphinx can do it. If he can voice that. I just need one person to talk for 2 minutes. That's all, for 3 minutes. That's it.